Happy Monday. It's your girl, Alicia Brown of Fruition Publishing Concierge Services. How are you doing? I am so excited because I just finished recording. We were doing rehearsals for a conference that I'm speaking at in April. And I'm so excited because it's a publishing conference. And this is where, I'm reminded again, it's important to show up. And it's also important how you show up. And I was teasing them on IG. I did a live before I went on. I said, honey, yes, she has a soft beat. She put some clothes on, she dressed it up a little bit. I could have been in my sweats or whatever because it was rehearsal. But to me, it was very important to show up. And there were specific reasons why. One of them is because if you did not know, in the publishing industry, minorities are not represented. I'm considered a double minority because I'm obviously Black and I'm a woman. But for Black people and other ethnicities, we're not the majority. So that means we have other people controlling our narrative and then selling it back to us. This isn't meant to be a racist video, but this is to drive home the point that representation matters. So for you that are writers and authors in the media, you that are small business owners or aspire to be one, how you show up matters. And my thing is, I'm blessed enough to be here, blessed enough to be a part of this. So even for a rehearsal, they have my presentation. We're going through the slides. I'm being introduced to the other speakers that are going to be on the main stage because even when people show up, very few minorities are represented in the ones that show up in attendance. But when you're talking about one of the largest conferences for publishers in this industry, if very few of us show up in attendance and then you have the opportunity to be on the main stage, hello, you better show up fierce because all eyes will be on you anyway. And when all eyes are on you, you want it to be for the right reasons, not the wrong one. You want to be memorable for the right reasons, not the wrong one. So I'm sitting here and I come and I look, I'm going, whoa, there's only four of us speaking. And guess what? There's one male, three women. And guess what? Three of them are Caucasian and I'm Black. How you show up matters. How you show up matters. How you show up matters. And I am the only one coming business casual. I'm the only one dressed because another thing I did this when I first started out in business. It's like I was an editor, author's consultant. I don't have to come all decked out. Yeah, well, now I think a lot differently because I'm a CEO and I'm a double minority CEO. So almost everywhere I go, especially if I'm going to be on main stage, I might be the only one that looks like me. And that doesn't fall short on those who look like me who are witnessing this. So I was going to show up fierce today. Okay. And I showed up fierce. I was going to make this a priority. But here is the big part of the story that I've been saving up to now. So kudos if you're still in. I had the opportunity to speak before and I didn't take it. They put out the call and I didn't answer. See, a lot of us, we say we want certain opportunities for expansion and recognition, but when the call comes, we don't go. Why didn't I automatically apply? Doubt set in. And the sad part of that was I had seen other people I knew before that spoke at this. And I said, oh, come on, oh my God, one day that's like the crescendo. If I could be speaking on that main stage, I don't care if it was just for a few minutes. That's huge. And then the call comes a year or two later after I said that's what I want. And what did I do? I didn't even apply. Some of y'all got the opportunity right there in front of you and you don't even apply. Now, of course, here's the other part of that. If you were my student, if you're my client, I would kick your butt for that. They'll tell you, I'm always on them about things. Girl, you better get that. Guy, you better get that out of your head and go ahead and apply. Why not you? But sometimes when it comes to us, if we don't have the people there to kick our butt, or we might have them there, but we ain't tell them, so they can't kick our butt for that because they don't know about it, right? We just go ahead and do the same thing that we're encouraging our clients not to. Okay. So the second time the call came, we still have room. Okay. You might be stupid once, but I'm not going to be stupid twice. So I said, let me just throw it out there. That's one of my dreams. Let's see what happens. They could say no, they could say yes. They said yes instantly. And I went from paying to be a part of the conference to being refunded to be a part of the conference and actually be on center stage. Want to encourage you on today with that. Not to mention that I'm looking on the other side of this things that this is duplicating so much in my life. Same thing, those of y'all that know recently, I joined Clubhouse. Did the full Apple switch, already switched to the laptop, go ahead, get that iPhone, be a part of Clubhouse. First week being a part of Clubhouse, first day being a part of Clubhouse, it's paying off in dividends. Best leads ever. I mean, all the time our company invests on our social media. It's like, I told my friend, I said, I'm counseling all of that. Not counseling, really. We'll still have a presence. I said, but the number one social media thing, if you use it correctly, is Clubhouse. Now, I know it can be a great time waster. So can anything. But if you're using it correctly, Clubhouse is where it's at. Couple weeks after that, I had a millionaire on the phone that wanted my guidance on Clubhouse, and I gave it to them. But here's where it matters to you. I have a client who now will be my co-moderator for the first Clubhouse where I am actually the host of the room. Took a friend's invitation that said, hey, you can use my platform. We have people there and host a room. And I said, absolutely. They're in the publishing industry. These are my people. I joined one of their sessions. They had me on the panel as the editor and said, hey, if you want to open up a room, I don't mind. Well, little did they know at the same time, well, they did know once we were talking about it, is I want to have my own Clubhouse club. And before you can do that, you have to host a couple rooms. Boom. They were like, hey, come under my wing. I'll show you. I'll show you the things you need to know. And why? Because someone did the same thing for them. It's about collaboration, but collaboration is with the right people. It's not just collaborating with anyone. And they told me a couple hacks with Clubhouse I didn't even know. And that is a big deal for someone trying to start a club and actually have a room. So this Wednesday, which would be March 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be hosting that room. And what I'm talking about is authors, how you get that bag. Because if you think it's just about having a book and that's how you're making money, I don't know who you're working with. They told you wrong. They stirred you wrong. Because if you're my client, you know, at Fruition Publishing, we don't play. We work here, but we work the right way, the effective way, where you're not just showing up pretty, but you're monetizing your expertise. You're identifying what your expertise is and you're monetizing. Because we don't have time to play with anything. We don't have time to play with this. This is serious. We've invested time and energy, and we need our investments to pay off and not 50 years from now. So I want to tell you some of the ways that if you're an author or a prospective author, the way you monetize being a author. And this is far beyond just having a book. So many people in this industry lie to you. They actually pimp you. They actually rob you because they do all these things about a book. I have been the person that have had to rescue people contractually out of some of these fraudulent deals because your work was not protected, nor were your brand, and you were easily seconds away from a trademark infringement and maybe a 6-7 figure lawsuit. So this is not the game to play with. Books is a serious business. And if you're going to be a part of this, you need to know that this is a business and how you can win. And that is something I'm doing in the community. It's something my star clients already have advantage of, but I'm broadening that out to Clubhouse. So we'll be there. And right now, Clubhouse is only for Apple users. So if you don't have an iPhone, if you have an Apple iPad, you can join the app, but it's by invitation only. So you can go to any of my social media posts where you will have that information. I'm also going to put it up on the one of the media pages or probably shop page for my website at thejoyguru.net. So you can click that link. You'll have it where you can put on your calendar and join us and, put that down. So it's like, sometimes we forget. So there will be a link where it tells you how to add it to your calendar. So you're reminded, you get the notifications, you can go right there and follow me. But I also want to talk about someone who's amazing. I have called my now business partner, my dope sister, who is the second half of two dope sisters. Not enough I can say about her. She's a client, but she's far beyond a client. And she's really one of those people that just join me when I say this is a priority thing for you to be at. She's there. And likewise, I'm there when she gives me those clues. We work hand in hand together. We do awesome things apart and we do amazing things together. But Saudia White will also be my moderator for this room. So I love having her there because she was one of those that when I said, hey, Saudia, whatever they been saying about Clubhouse is good, they ain't lying. I'm getting conversions. I'm getting the quality leads I'm looking for. And here's a couple ways I'm doing that. My social media is going crazy. Girl, you got to get in this. Like me, she took wise counsel, but unlike me, she did it a lot sooner than I did. Instead of mulling over this, she went and switched to iPhone product as well. And now she's on it. And she did what I told her. And I mean, within days, she was doing the same thing I was doing. Her bio was right, of course, but she was co-moderating and getting with those global leaders and thought leaders and highly successful people being invited to panels. And now she's going to start her own room and have her own thing. And I believe if mine is on, because I put hers on my calendar too. Let me make sure I'm right about this. I know mine is on Wednesday, but if I'm not mistaken, hers is on Tuesday, which would be tomorrow. So I believe hers is tomorrow afternoon. So you want to follow Saudia White as well and know when hers is so you can join her event as well, because I know I'm ready for that. But yes, so right in front of you, there's all of these opportunities. Sometimes we get confused because people are saying this or that, and we don't know which way to go. But the bottom line is you want to hang with those who are doing things, not looking like they're doing, but they're actually making things happen. And that's who you want to seek your counsel and advice from, because we can all talk ourselves out of a lot of different things. But life is about taking advantage of those opportunities that are there for you, as well as creating some on your own. You know, I had to learn the hard way, but I'm a proponent of teaching that on my platform, especially the Joy Guru platform, that life is happening for you, not to you. If we can get out of the mindset of thinking that everything is happening to us, because a lot of times we accept that when things aren't going our way, or when we see devastating news and, oh, that's how life is, blah, 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 blah. And there's so many people there to substantiate that thought. But if you really believe that the universe was working for your good and things were happening for you, then you would walk with a different level of expectancy and see the manifestation thereof. Affirmations are powerful, but those affirmations connected to your mindset equals transformation. So if you want to win big, you got to think big. And that's not saying something unrealistic, crazy ways of thinking, but that's about seeing stuff that was impossible and making it possible. And representation matters. So at those times where you're fearful, those times that you're scared, those times where doubt sets in, just remember, if it's possible, everyone else is doing it. But at the same time, there were things that once seemed impossible until someone challenged that and they made it possible. Is that you? Are you called right now to be that person where everybody else is looking at something and want it and saying that's impossible? And maybe at one time you said that was impossible too. That it's time for you to step up, take center stage, and make it possible, and be the trendsetter, be the one that leads the way for the next generations to follow you, that this is possible and you provide that roadmap. I want you to consider that on today, because the world is going to give you a different narrative, but the only narrative that matters is the one you create and the one that you follow. And that can be to your detriment or that can be to your good. Choose wisely. So, as I always say, it is Alicia Brown, the Joy Guru, and I wish you joy unspeakable, because you will never walk into the fullness of joy until you live the life of your dreams. Not my dreams or the one I've dreamt for you, but the life of your dreams.